Yes, hello everyone. I want to welcome you special for tonight's meeting. My name is JB King. Tonight I want to talk to you about Royal Q. And why I want to talk to you about Royal Q tonight is because Royal Q is about to take a new face. Believe me. Now, this is what you are going to see in few weeks to start coming. As we are about to hit the bull run, that's what I told you in the last meeting. If you have any sister or brother that has not yet activated this bot, one of the beautiful things I would love you to do for them tonight is to get them a bot, fund it with USDT. If you want to start trading, if you have a lot of money, you can go ahead. But if you don't have enough money to trade, what do? Wait. Why? There's gonna be a sudden dip between this week. Who knows which day? You know, this thing, we have seen it over and over again. We have seen a situation whereby a coin like Algo, this coin did more than 100%. This was the day. Are you looking at this? This coin moved from here. Okay. From here, you see, in one day, within less than 1 hour. Okay. This coin moved from 1 point, let's assume 1.5 or thereabout, to 2.9 in 1 hour. Now, in that same particular day, the coin dipped. You could see it. You could see what happened. You could see how the coin later became. Now, we could see this kind of a thing in a downturn, just like you could see this one here. Just like you could see this one here. So we could see something like this opposite, you know, coin just like this all of a sudden. Now, the beauty part of it is that when it goes like this is what we are going to expect, a recovery or within this place, an instant recovery. An instant recovery. Now, this is the reason I want to talk to you about Royal Q tonight, because the only tool you can use in the whole crypto space. Now, I am not saying that Royal Q is the only bot in the market, but I'm telling you the only safest tool. You know, when we talk about cryptocurrency, I want you to understand one thing. A lot of people has lost so much money in crypto by getting involved with different kinds of investments, or even getting involved with different kinds of bots, whereby they have to put in their capital in those bots or into those investment companies. And when the investment company has problem, which always happen, you must understand, whenever you are putting your money into any investment company, you must understand one thing. These investment companies are being run by men and women like me and you. What this guy does is that they sat down, design a system where they can rotate money. Sometimes most of them started it with a good idea, but because of this thing that is about life, it will not always turn out the way it is planned. Maybe crypto market crash, or maybe anything could be the problem. Maybe somebody's mistake, and all of a sudden what happened? The whole money went into deep or went into sink. Now what is going to be the next thing? They start telling stories to the people who invested their money into their company. You see, that makes it unhealthy. And we've seen this thing over and over again for years. When Royal Q came out, they brought a perfect system. And why do I keep saying that Royal Q is a perfect system? Because they design a system whereby they make you a benefactor. In other words, your money is in your care. You are not putting in your money in their platform. They did not want to be responsible for your capital, just like investment company would do. Now, this is what they did that was different. They now borrow you the same thing the investment company is going to use to trade for you. They now borrow it to you and said, borrow it with just $120 a year. Now, by yourself, manage your capital. Do the trading yourself. They have given you the tools that makes it easy for you. Now, all you need to do is to do what? Put some 1 or 2 settings. It's either you set by yourself or you do a copy trade. Okay? Now, when you get any of this running on your board, what happens? The board helps you to take advantage of what I just showed you. Now, why do I say that the board helps you to take much advantage? If I come here to trade this particular coin on a spot market direct on Binance by myself, let's assume I had a signal that this coin is going to move from here to here. If I enter this coin, I can only cash out once from this market. How? Once it enters the signal and it gets to my take profit, what happens? I take my profit. And I'm done for the day. I'm happy that I made money out of the market. But the guy who uses ROUQ is not saying. Now, and I want you to know, most times before the market will even get to this place, it will keep going between this zone, go up, go down, go up, go down. It may do it more than 5 times before it finally hits that take profit and start moving a little up. Now the guy who is just trading a normal spot market can only earn a minimum of the average price he set for his take profit. But the guy who is using ROUQ, let's assuming the guy is trading with big money also. The bot is helping the guy buy at every opportunity, sell at every opportunity, buy anytime the market drops, sell anytime the market move above, move up, buy anytime the market drops. So now you find out that the bot makes more money within this zone than the person who is trading spot. Let me tell you what happened on this particular day. On this particular day, my first buy amount in ROUQ, I think it was about $50. And you know, when we start the first take profit, first margin call, second margin call, we use like maybe $10, then increase to $12, like that go down. Now, see what happened here. I made over 200, I think $280 using just first buy amount of $50. Now, imagine my first buy amount was $100. What could have happened from just this market? There are some people that made 800. There are some people that made 500, depending. I know people who use 100 buy amount and they made over 500. Now, a lot of people made different amount of gain on this particular day. Now, guess what happens next? The market dropped. Mostly, all the profit that the market brought, it took it back and buy the market in ranches again. In other words, as the market start dropping, the boss start buying it again. The boss start buying it again. So those money we are now reinvested. And you find out that you made 280. But as the market sink, it actually took back the 280. In other words, it actually reinvested back the whole profit with even capital on that same particular market. Now, as time goes on, we begin to understand that during the time we joined ROUQ on June last year, some joined us in April, I think it started on March. There are so much that was not made well known to us in using the strategy. And if you notice last year, all the market was moving up Okay, you could see what I'm trying to talk about. All the market was in this position. You see that? So that in the uptrend position. And while we are designing the strategies, what we were most focused on was on taking good profit from every movement that happens here, which we actually make good money out of it. And the only thing that gives us the opportunity to do that was this same particular board called ROUQ. Now imagine this. You put your money in an investment company. Last year would have been a very beautiful year. But guess what started happening when we start entering this year, when we were thinking that markets are actually going to go very, very, very up. See what happens from September. Even from that September, you see, even though it goes up like this, see from that, it started coming down. Okay, let's count this to be sure which month. This is, we are in the third month. This is this year. Then this is December, October. I think November before December, right? Okay, this is that November. Okay, okay, see? So this candlestick is November. This candlestick is December. Then did you see what happened? So as we enter Christmas, hoping that by January this year, the whole thing is going to boom. Guess what? All the markets start declining. So never forget this. The strategy we designed was for the bull run. And what for the bull run? To make the most profit as the market continued to soar high. And this is what we are about to experience in the few coming days or weeks. Is about to start again. This kind of thing that we see here is about to take place again for within 2 months. 45 to 65 days should be 1 to 2 months. We are going to experience it again. So that means only 2 candlesticks is going to do the work. You get what I'm saying? It's just like these 2 candlesticks here. It's just like we're talking about like this. For a whole month, these 2 candlesticks was in total profit for a whole month, a whole 2 months. So these are the kind of thing we are going to see again. So now, what do we need to do now? Because of this problem, I noticed that the strategy needed to be changed. Then our boss Dennis come out with mountain gate strategy, which we ignored. And this mountain gate strategy has to do with number of calls and money management. I have always understand something. Guys, tonight, you need to give a total attention to what I am saying so that you can get this. I have always understand that the most important thing about ROUQ is money management. Why do I understand it? Because no matter how you set here, it always looks similar. There are people who believe in starting with 0 point. There are people who believe in starting with 1 point. There are people who now all these things does not really matter. Even though it's 30% important, where the most important thing is in the money strategy. Because it's just like you want to do a business. You know exactly how much to put in at every point. If you get your margin call correctly and you don't know how to place your money management, you are going to experience what I called floating loss, just like we experienced a lot last year. What am I trying to tell you? ROUQ is about to boom again. Before I begin to show you how to use the strategy, I traded this particular coin. I couldn't remember the date. While I was trading this particular coin, it started dropping. I wanted to do replenishment. I said, no, I didn't want to do replenishment. Why? I wanted to use it to make a study. And what did I find out? I want to share with you. First of all, let's go look at this coin in Binance, JST. Now, this is one month candlestick, okay? So anything you are seeing here is 1 month. Any candlestick here is what happened in a particular month, okay? Now, I think we are trading this coin since last month, which means the second to the last candlestick. So, okay, so did you see what happened? The coin was bullish. Now let's go to 1 day candlestick. Okay, we can see it good here. Let's go to 1 week. Okay, 1 week, it should be around here. Now you could see, sorry. Let's look for 3 days. Okay, I think 1 week is good. This is good. See what happened to the coin. It bullished and we are making profit. And all of a sudden, from here, it started falling. Okay, look at the distance of the fall. Okay, now look at the recovery. It recovered, it falls. So so let me clear this so it can be very clear. So it is no more on the button again. It has started moving up gradually. Now, since last month, I think it should be more than 1 month now. I'm trying to hold this coin. It's more than 1 month. And this percentage drop had been since 1 month, this percentage drop had been within 35% drop within all this 1 month. And it will go up to 15 to 12% or to 15%. Okay, or to 15% before it drops down again. It just keeps dangling between this 22%, 35, 12, 15. So this is the kind of movement it keeps doing for this particular 1 month. It just keeps dangling on it. Now, what did I now observe? I came to now observe that whether you are trading one shot or you are trading cycle, whether you are trading one shot or you are trading cycle. A lot of people say they don't know how to trade, they don't know how to do the setting. I believe this video will help you a lot. So whether you are trading one shot or you are trading cycle, what must you do? This is it. Look at it. If I try to replenish this coin, okay, I'm going to come to that very soon. With $1,000, okay, let me use $1,200. With $1,200, I'm already out of this coin. Just give it a few hours, it's going to come out in profit. Then I take my profit of 1.2 of 1,200 plus my $53 that is already in the market. Now, so let's get back to this. Let me show you. Now, you must not use a margin call limit that is less than 4. You mustn't use a margin call limit that is less than 4. Yes. In fact, your limit margin call, the lowest you could use is 4. That's what it is. The lowest you could use is 4. Using 2 is what we call doing the kind of manipulations we learn how to do. But if you want to follow the standard of the bot, the least margin call you could use is 4. If you use below 4, that means there's things you don't understand. You know, guys, I always tell you something. There is a person of the Holy Spirit. There is a person of the Holy Spirit. I don't know how everybody believes, but there's something I believe that is actually working for me, and it's working for me real good. I've been producing results for a very long time. There is a person of the Holy Spirit. Jesus said something. He said, he will teach us things to come. Just mark that word. He will teach us things to come. So that means we have the ability to know things to come. We have the ability to look at something and tell you what may happen. Now, how do we know it? Because when you have a relationship with the person of the Holy Spirit, he teaches you. Guys, I want you to remember something. There was a first man who produced engines, King Hezekiah, who produced engines. He produced engines that can be used to fight wars. It was not man or book that he studied to know it. When I read my Bible, it said that God gave him a heart of understanding, that he was able to understand how it can be done. I could remember most times he said to Moses, I have given so person the spirit of understanding on how to make craft, on how to design this, on how to do this. So I want you to know that just like this royal queue, it was God that gave men the wisdom and knowledge to design this thing and to make it to work. Now, if they copy from somebody, who teach the person they copied from? There are what we call divine knowledge. Okay? So sometimes it may not make sense, but it's the truth. If it makes sense, then it's not coming from God. It's not coming from God. It will not make sense in the beginning. But as you keep following, it begins to make sense. Now, why do I say this? Anybody that uses less than 4 margin call is making a good mistake. Don't do that trading royal queue. It's an error. Thank God for our boss Dennis, who also helped me to pay more attention in this discovery. Okay, now, why do I say that? We have noticed that the market can go between 15%, 22%, 13%, I've seen 13%, then 35%. So if the market is dangling around between this, no wonder Royal Q make their normal bot, their own defaulted setting, 47.2%. No wonder they did it. It was just occurring to me, this was their highest. So guys, can you begin to understand what I'm saying? So if this was the case, then what matters is that whether I'm trading one shot, and why must I always use not less than 4? Because the market can decide to turn against you. Even though the market is still going to go up and hit the targets you are given, sometimes it turns against you and drops before going to do what it was supposed to do. So at that time, it's going to drop. If you are trading spot, you are not making any money. You are just waiting for that market to come up. Okay, let's say you have more money. Maybe you could have buys more as the market is on that dip. You can buy more from there so that as it's all coming up, you are making more profit. But Royal Q designed the system for you. So thereby, you don't have to be doing it practically yourself. All you need to do is to set the robot. And as you set the robot, you just click start. And whatever that the market is doing, if the market refuses to do what it's supposed to do and start going down, the bot now starts helping you to do what? To buy the market lower, at a lower price, not just at a lower price. The Royal Q now introduce money management that actually take you out of floating loss. It introduced a system kind of money management that takes you out of floating loss. So that means even though the market is dropping, you are not in much floating loss and you are in the market. If the market push up a little bit, you easily come out of the market with profit. I know you may think, okay, let me set it 10%. Market may not drop 10%. Huh. You know one thing about trading? That time you think it will not happen. That's the time the thing will happen. By the time all the time you were waiting, you may not have seen it. You said, I've been waiting, it's not getting to 4, let me use 2. That time you are going to use 2 is the time the market is actually going to drop to that number 4. So if you look at this setting now, what we have here is 15%. So this should be your just normal standard setting for whether one short or long term. Now, hear this. Discipline is very important. In the bull run, you can say, oh, this is too long. The market will stay long here. I don't want it to stay long here. Now, this setting cannot or may not convert as much profit as you may expect to see in that bull run. Now, why do I told you that Ryuki is going to be taking a new phase? Is because the time when we are trading Ryuki, we make the setting for the bull run that gives us the best result. We do not have information on the direction of the market. For instance, we do not know if a market is going to dip. Just like now, you imagine the dip is coming. I told you many times the dip want to come. I tell you the dip is about to happen and it happens. Now, we do not have that information those days. So because we don't have that information those days, we just stay in the market. Even when people know that there's going to be dip, they jump out of the market. We are still in the market. Now our money becomes liquidation. People now cash out with our money while the market stopped us. You get it now? So right now, it's different. Now we can be able to know when to get involved, when to actually stay out of the market, when to actually go in the market. So now a lot of things have changed and it has made it more beautiful trading Ryuki. Through the help of nomics, through the help of Lunar Crush, and through the help of Crypto Panic. You see, it's the understanding I have about all these things that make me to begin to find out all these things I'm telling you. Because I find out what we need. We don't just need to just stay on the market and keep trading the market for a very long time. Why? Because of the volatile nature of the market. And if there is so many coins and many opportunities to make money in the market every day, why do somebody want to sacrifice his money in one particular coin and just allow the whole coin to dump on you and you'll be waiting and holding? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Okay, so these were things we didn't put into consideration last year when we were trading. Now, as we continue to trade, we continue to have experience, we begin to derive new. I told you guys, there are something there's a strategy I've been working on, and I kept it for a very long time, and I've not. Okay, let me not go there. Guys, if you are still following me, I think I've been talking for a long time. I want to be sure that you guys are following me. Please, if you are following me, please, can you use the chat box? Let me know you're following me. Please. Guys, if you are not understanding, if you are not following, please let me know you're not following. Okay, you hear me loud and clear, right? Okay, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay, let's move on. So right now, what do we need to do? We need to create two strategy. Now, what is the two strategy going to do for us? One is going to be working for us during the bull run. And that one that is going to be working for us during the bull run is only for the bull run season. In as much as we have information about the dip coming again, what do? We change our whole strategies again back to this mountain gate strategy, which is the best and the perfect strategy for the dip. Now, this mountain gate strategy can be used in two ways. You can choose to use the least call, which is fourth call that you are seeing right here now. And you can choose to use the 7 call, which is Ryukyu standard call. Okay? Which means you change this place from 4 to 7. Okay? You go to margin call. Now, what are you going to do? Repeat the same process. Guys, just 1 minute. Okay, I'm back. So what do? Repeat the process. Repeat the process again. Then 2.5, 5, 2.5. I think that's correct, right? So now how many did we add? We add from 5. Okay, this is 10%. Now, but because of the dip, we should make this 5. Okay, because of the dip. So 10, 12 plus 15. But this is not deep enough. 10, 12, 10, 12. 15 plus 12. Okay, that should be 27% dip. Okay, that should be 27%. So it's all right. 27% dip is all right. Now you continue your martingale strategy. Now this is for somebody who have the money. You must understand this. Now this I'm going to show you how you can actually reduce the number as well. You can actually reduce the number if you want. Okay, 16 should be 32. Should be 64. Now, what does this mean? What does this mean? Now, and why do we put this much money into the dip? Because as the market continue to dip, what keeps you off from floating loss is more capital invested in the dip. Remember, this one from fifth house is an independent house. From the fifth house is an independent house, meaning if the market dip 2.5, it's going to make a call. Once it's sold, it will return back this money with a profit back to your USDT. If this one sell, it returns it separately. But this one cannot return separate. This one cannot return. It must come out 15% up before you can take profit. Okay, meaning the 15%, because this is a 15% dip, means you gotta go 15% up. Now, what will now make it not to stay up to 15% before you take profit? The money management system. If the money management system is wrong, once you dip this 15%, you'll be surprised your floating loss will be around 10%, meaning this market needs to go 10% up for you to take profit. So, but because of this martingale strategy of money management, it is easy for you to actually come out of any floating loss within this 15%. It will not be much, it will just be 2.5 or 5%. Okay, it will just be 5% floating loss or 2.5%, depending. So, guys, this is just a way you could trade this martingale strategy, whether in one shot, during the dip. Once we are in the season of the dip, you are trading one shot, you use this. Now, never forget this. I taught you this last year. There is always a bull run in the dip, and that's why you are using this. Because this helps you in the bull run in the dip. It helps you to easily come out. Very easy. That's why when you are in the dip and you are using this to trade one shot, you cannot be stopped. It's impossible. Okay, even though the market is going to drop 22%, just like the one you see here, you can easily be in floating loss. The reason is your money management. Your money management. Now let's check it. My first buy amount is 30, means times 30, times 30, times 30, times 30. Did you see? It's putting in a lot of money here. Now imagine 32 times 30. Let's go to see how much is it. 32 times 30. Can you see that? That's 960. Now imagine you are pumping 960 at the 7 call. Did you know what it is like? It is like the replenishment we are doing manually. I know most of you have dip, and when you have floating loss too much, the next thing you will be advised to do is to do what? To do replenishment, right? And that's the normal thing to do because you didn't use the right setting. Now, if you use the right setting and the right money management, you don't need to go and find extra money for the replenishment. No, as the market is dipping, you are replenishing because that's exactly what you are doing in the money management. Guys, if you get what I just said right now, please, can you use the chat box? Let me know you just get it. Wow, we have our boss here. Our boss, Dennis, is in this meeting. Wow. Boss, welcome.
Thank you very much, King. Thank you. I am enjoying the session. Royal Q has taken over and we're gonna do great things this year. Thank you very much. Proceed. I am just having my yogurt here. Continue.
You're welcome. You're welcome, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, if you understand what I just said now, you get it, totally get it. Okay, that's good, that's good, that's good. So with this, it's easy. You see, so that's why I use this method of money management. It's going to cost, but that is the safest way of trading it for the guys who has money. Because in this Royuku, we had a lot of guys who have a lot of money. I can tell you, there's a lot of guys with a lot of money trading this Royuku. So this is the perfect system for them. And what makes this beautiful is that the issue of I made profit and the board swallowed both my profit and my capital will actually, you know, it will go down dramatically because of the right money management. Right money management, okay? And it will also easily eliminate replenishment, okay, you see? Because you already replenish the money, the market as you are trading, okay? So now that you have gotten this, now, during the bull run, what setting are we going to be using during the bull run? Now, hear me. The mistake a man can make is to wait until the end of the bull run to reset. For somebody who has money, who is using this particular kind of setting, may not actually use the setting I'm going to show you for bull run. No, he may not actually use it. You know why? Because he's trading with liquid capital. So each call he makes, he's putting a good money. You that is enjoying the order, or anybody who's going to enjoy the other style I'm going to show you, may not be putting liquid money like this because of you don't have, or maybe you your capital is not up to the amount to be able to trade with this type of money management. Okay, so but nevertheless, even with the little capital you have in the bull run, you could make much profit with it. But knows that once you made that profit in that bull run, once the bull run is about to go off, which I will always update you guys, the next thing is to do what? Revert back to this strategy. But for the guys who have a lot of money, they may not need to worry about this. Because you're looking at this, on seventh call is just 960. If somebody have $200, how could he partake in this during the bull run? It makes it difficult for his $160 or his $200 to make more profit for him. Guys, are you understanding what I'm saying now? Now it becomes difficult. But the guy who is trading with $10,000, who is trading with $5,000, can decide to just trade only two markets. Just use this strategy. Trade only two markets that is very volatile, and he can be making a lot of money because he's using almost 50% or 60% of his capital in the market all the time. So the person who is using $200, how can he do the same thing and produce the same result? It is impossible. It's impossible. So guys, then you confirm. Now, profit taker location. I understand that some people like to use 1.3. They said, okay, so that they can take the profit quick. So that if it moves 1.3, instantly it takes, okay, it's good if you want 1.3, but I don't like it. And the reason why I don't like it is that I'm putting enough capital here right in the deep, and the market is actually going to go up. There's no doubt about it. Okay, it is better for me to take 2.5 at this number 6 call. It's better for me to take at least 2.5 or 3% than to take 1.3. because I'm putting a big capital here. So if I take 2.5 or 5% or even 4.5%, I'm coming up with a good capital, very good capital. Now, why do I say this? This is what people don't understand. Look at this. This is 27th call, right? Meaning from here is 22. And for this market to make the 7th call, it has to drop another 5%. Once it drops the 5%, it makes the 5th call. This thing will now increase to, it will make the 5th call, right? It makes the 5th call. So now, because there is no other drop, so if the market starts dropping, what will happen? From this 6th call, the market starts dropping. There's no 7th call to make now. It starts dropping. When you get to another 5%, hoping to see a 7th call to make, you didn't see any 7th call, you just continue. So now, how can I make profit at this 5th call? When would I now make profit at this 5th call? Is it when the market is at that 27%? No. When the market has returned back. Now, see what some people do. Even though they have invested a huge sum of 960, they have invested a huge sum of $960. Guys, I need to expand this right. They have put $960. Now, they forgot before this market enter to trigger the profit on this particular one, that this market needs to drop back. If I'm seeing my floating loss at 5%, meaning that 5% need to go back for me to see blue colors, right? For me to see blue colors, especially when it drops from this 5th call and start dropping another 5%. So when you come up that 5%, I start seeing blue colors, right? Now, if I set my take profit at 1.3, the moment the market goes up a little 1.3, what happens? It takes the profit of this 5th call. Now, if the market drops again, what will happen? It buys again this 5th call. But guess what I choose to do? Because I know this market is actually going back here. It's going up here. What do? I wouldn't want to take it at 1.3. I knew that if I allow this market, it will still go up around 4.5 or 3.5 up. So I rather take my profit at 3.5, close the 5th call, and once the 6th call triggers immediately, once this 6th call triggers immediately, I'm taking another percentage of 3.5 with my $600 and something. Now, once you trigger here, another percentage of 3.5. Now, calculate it, 3.5, 3.5, 3.5. How much is it? It's about 10.5 of your, let's assume 1,008 or 1,009. You're taking 10% of it instantly from just this market. Now, calculate with the guy who take 1.3, 1.3, 1.3, 1.3. So this guy is just taking 3.6% after investing such a huge amount. And guess this, there is one thing I also discovered in the dip that makes me to use that standard of percentage. The market goes up faster. Let's go to the Binance. It's better done practical. See this. Okay, let's use this one that is clear. See this. The market goes up more faster. During the dip, the market can take a long time to dip. The market can take a long time to dip. But when the market wants to go up, it always moves faster. But the dip moves slower, but it dips more. For instance, market that takes 3 days to reach its highest top can take 2 months to return back from that same place, or 1 month. Market that takes 1 week to go up can actually take 3 months to go down from the same place it rised. Did you understand what I said? Now, because of this, I understand that once the dip I'm able to take advantage on the dip. Once the market wants to reverse to go up, it always come up faster and more percentage. Now, sometimes it can be between 2.5 instant return to 5 to 6% instant return. But the least it could do for you is this. So this one is a choice. You could decide whatever you want to be here. Okay, let's assume it is for me. I would, okay, let's say not being greedy. I'll go for this. I'll go for this, okay? Now, it's a choice. If you want 1.3, it's okay. If you want, I have proven this with my copies from my, during the bull run, we made more money because we put more percentage on the Weho house, okay? And that's all. Now, this setting can serve for you in any market if you have the money, and that's all. This first buy amount is a choice. Somebody who could buy in a spot, who could throw in $2,000, should do his mathematics and choose his first buy amount. You do your mathematics, how much do you have? You do your mathematics and choose your first buy amount. Now, for the guys, let's assume you don't have more money. What do? You could use another strategy again, like Abozeni said, you could use like this too, okay? Now, see what happened. We have reduced it, right? Now, we increase it by 2, okay? We only increase it now by 2. You see, we have reduced it now, okay? Did you see that? Okay, so this is another way to minimize it if you don't have much money. But hear this, it must be in this formula. It must be in this formula. Don't say, okay, here I put 8. Let me come here now and put 9. You won't get the same result. Or let me come here now and put 10. You won't get the same result. You must understand what we are doing here in the dip is replenishment. And as we are replenishing it, it's keeping us out of floating loss. Understand, we are trying to deal with the floating loss. It's keeping us out of the floating loss. So this is how this works. Okay, so you could either use the other one I show you, which is double. Double means if I put 2 here, then I'm going to put 4 here. If I put 4 here, then I'm going to double it, which is 8. If I put 8 here, then I'm going to double it, which is 16. If I put 16 here, then I'm going to double it, which is 32. If I put 32 here, then I'm going to double it, which is 64. Or I could choose to do 1, then added together 2. 2 plus 2, 4. 4 plus 4, 8. 8 plus 8, no, sorry. Meaning I will give it spacing, I will space it by 2. The first one is 1, the second one is 2. Now, the difference between 2 and 4 is 2. The difference between 4 and another 2 is 6, okay? If you add 2 to 6, you get 10, you get 8. If you add 2 to 8, you get 10. If you add 2 to 10, you get 12. Did you see how I get this one? So you could use any of this, but I want you to know both of them are not the same result. The guy who is using a more heavy money management is likely, or not likely, is going to be mostly almost out of floating loss than this guy. So, but this guy who is using this setting is not going to experience too much floating loss, but the floating loss is going to be very minimal, but not to compare with the guy who is doing the doubling. That guy is actually going to, in fact, even if it is at the tip of 27, you'll be amazed to look at his percentage loss, and you'll be surprised you are seeing only 2%. Where am I talking about? You'll be surprised that when you look at this place, you'll be seeing 2% or 3% when the market has already dipped 27%. You'll be surprised when you come here, you're going to be seeing 2 or 5 or 4. Just there about within here. But the other guy, yours will not be as this much, or will not be at this little, but above this, okay? Maybe we could be seeing in your own 8, within that 7. So, but what is the secret behind all this is to deal with the floating loss. Because if you are seeing just little floating loss, and let's assume you want to do replenishment of this market, let's assume it. Just like I showed you. You see, 1,002. You see, just with $120, I have reduced this floating loss. Meaning, did you see that? From 22, it has reduced to 6. So now this is what actually happened in that strategy as we are putting money. So while we are putting the money, even though the market has dipped, you can't be seeing big floating loss because you are doing the proper money management. So now, what would this now help us to do? It now brings me to a conclusion that if you want to make a successful trade, just like if we see the guys who trade on spot trading, not using the ROUQ, you can't come to the account and see them trading 20, 30 trade. No, they don't do that. If you trade 20, 30, how can you make money? You can only split all your money into pieces and you are just only investing little, taking little profit. It's just like a man, you give $100, say, go and shop, and you give another person 1,000. The guy with 1,000 will come out with a lot of things. Now, imagine the guy you now give 1,000 to go and shop, and he now split the 1,000 into $100, and be going every day, he will shop with $100. He will be just like the guy who have $100. He will go buy little, maybe they go buy little. But when he go with the money in bulk, he buy in bulk, make profit in bulk. So somebody can decide to be trading 4 or 5 coins. That's good. Trading 20, 30, 40 doesn't make sense. 10, it doesn't make sense. I'm being honest with you. It doesn't make sense. You could just choose 5, just few, 5, 4, just few trade. Or you can engage in one shot, which means once I make profit, I'm out of that trade, I can choose another trade. But if that coin is good, I can choose to remain on that coin for some time. Once I notice a bad news that this coin is going to do another way, then you quickly go out of that coin and move into another coin. You can stay in that one again for 1 month again. You can shift to another coin. So you have a choice of determining which market is trending this month. You join that market, make money from it. Once it's finishing, you look for the one who is going to be in the next position. Use your bot, you enter that particular market. But just coming to trade up straight away, except it's a copy trader. Yes, a copy trader need to trade a lot of coin because people want to copy different kind of coin, okay? So that they can be able to trade different kind of coin during when they are copying the trade, okay? But for your personal trade, you have $200. Why do you want to engage in 3 trade or 2 trade? No, you only need to do 1 trade. Use the strategy I've shown you tonight. Do 1 trade. Especially, you be in every of the group so you can be getting signals. Just like I told you guys, from next month, I'm going to be dropping signal every week on my Telegram channel. Now, I'm going to be making sure to get signals that you can use ROUQ bot to trade. So it becomes easy for everyone. I'm going to be dropping signal every week. Okay? I'm not saying it may be every day, but it will become every week, at least 4 times or more every week. I'm going to be dropping signal. And each of the signal, when we want to expect, we expect 10%, 5%, 6%. Okay, it's not just all about, it's not 3% or no. So you can take good more profit from that. Now, another thing is that we are about to enter bull run. And to enjoy this bull run, what you need right now is the ROUQ bot. Having understand how this system works, seeing the money management solve the problem of floating loss or getting you stuck in a particular coin. If you go to Binance and buy a particular coin, once that coin dip, all your money is deep. You cannot do anything about it. You must wait. But using this robot helps you not to even to stay in that coin. Even as that coin has dipped, you will make money in the same coin that has dipped and totally come out of that coin out of dip. At least you could see it. It's clear here. This replenishment show it very clear. It was 22%. We just invested extra $120. Guess what happened? It reduced. Now, this is what it is like. Let me show it to you so you can understand what it is like. Okay, you see this market? It has done 2 call, right? It has done 2 call. Okay, it has put in $53.99 in that 2 call. Look at the price I bought it. Look at the current price of the market. Now, look at my floating loss. Okay, now to make the 3rd call, what do I need to do? I put $120 in the account and I want to buy the 3rd call. It has made the 2nd call, meaning it has to buy this 3rd call. Okay, this 60 times 3 means 60 times 3 is 6 times 3 is that's 18, right? 12, yeah, 18. That's 180, right? Okay. Now let's assume the 180 is in the account. Let's assume what could have happened in this market. Let's go and see what could have happened. Let's go to replenishment. 180, right? Am I correct? I just want to be sure I'm correct. 6 times 3. Okay, 180. Okay, now what we are supposed to put here is 180. What we're supposed to put here is 180. 180. Did you see what happened? Did you see what happened? You see that? It reduces it. It reduces it. So I'm easy to stay out of floating loss. Now imagine we use the kind of strategy we used last year in the bull run to make money. Let's assume what we should have put here is $40. Or let's assume $30. Did you see? Did you see the difference? Did you see the difference? You see? Extra, almost 9 floating loss, different. You see, both of them don't have the same result. So guys, I think I'm going to stop it here tonight. I have teach you, maybe another day I'm going to teach you the other one I said about the other strategy so that I wouldn't make this meeting long. But if you have understand what I have just teach tonight, please, can you go ahead, use your, tell me, yes, you get it, you get it, you get it, you get it. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube and don't forget to join our Telegram group, okay, guys?